Let's get the computer set back up. That's the video. Oh, that's her computer. No, it's good. I was going to ask for a motion to ratify both, but if he's just got questions, we're good.
Okay, so I guess the question that was asked that we did not get the answer before we had to depart was, I believe, how much an audit or a review would cost. And, you know, we've had some preliminary discussions with that. Carolyn from CMP provided us with, you know, some basic information from her background and experience, you know, that cost could possibly be between $3,500 and $5,000. It really depends whether you do the more complex audit or the review. So that will be something that the board will have to look at, determine, you know, which of those we want to do, the frequency that those would occur, and the process that we would go through to identify a competitive type of selection for a qualified audit firm, and then look at covering the cost for that. But it is something that, in terms of our fiscal responsibility in regards to the GMIS International Board, something that the audit committee feels is prudent to be considered and discussed for our organization at this time. Any other questions?
Okay. Questions? I believe the information, it's posted to the website. The detailed financial records are out there, but we can certainly provide the the summary numbers if they want to see it. But in the general spreadsheet that's on there, she's reciting the numbers off the spreadsheet. But yes, that's good. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes. No. No, the motion is to accept, and it's actually, I think, I'm going to be clear, is that we accept the reports. We don't, but so that the reports have been made and to us, and that we are just simply accepting the reports as been given to us. So the motion is to accept the audit report and the financial report. And the information, the audit report will be put on the web for tomorrow. The financial records are all available on the web today. No. The budget's on the web. So we have a motion and a second, and any other questions? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Hearing and seeing none, we say, all right. One thing I will suggest, so for the benefit of everybody in the room, I would encourage us to look at as we evaluate, audit those options. I know that you can also find, I know of an organization within GMIS, I don't want to be the same thing, but it's much, much less by paying somebody that is qualified and do a review, and they simply give the opinion, as opposed to an audited review by a CPA firm, and it's dramatically different. I know that a chapter pays about $350 to have that done, only at the chapter level, so there will be a cost difference, but there's options, so let's explore all options. Thank you. All right, moving on to new business. The first thing we've got is just, I'm opening the floor for members' questions and comments. Any new business items, new considerations, or things you'd like to see us hit, or any other just general comments and questions in general. My mouth won't do that right now. Yes, sir. Okay, I will take that back with CMP, and we will get to that. Thank you. All righty. I'm going to call on Rick Baritho to give us the election results and move on from there.
One of the duties of the past president or executive director is to administer the election, work with CMP to make sure all the provisions and requirements are met. And in the election this year, all requirements of the bylaws and board policy were followed carefully. We didn't have a whole lot of mystery as we had a single candidate running for each position, but all voters voted for all candidates, so we're pretty much unanimous. And so I'll go ahead and announce next year's board. Our president for next year, she was actually elected in last year's election. Per our bylaws, the first vice president automatically succeeds to the president's position. Our president will be Janet Claggett from Richland County, South Carolina. Our first vice president will be Matt Wainwright from Middleton, Rhode Island. Yeah, thank you, Matt. And Matt will automatically be president-elect for the following year. Our second vice president is Brian Kelly from Portage County, Ohio. Our third vice president is Bill Haight from Salt Lake City Corporation. Our fourth vice president is Justin Hyman from, now I'm going to blank out, Justin, where are you? Franklin Township, right. And our treasurer is Sherry Flynn from City of Sparks in Nevada. Our international director continuing is Clark Rayner from Henry County, Georgia. And our membership services director is Lori Ann Fox. And Lori, South Kingstown, Rhode Island. So I'd like to announce the new board, and oh, thank you, Lori. Another succession.
Because it's like right there.
Yes. Thank you, Lori. Oh, okay, so she didn't think of it independently. But I'm sure she would have. Anyway, succeeding to the position of executive director or past president is Paul Ruth and he has a new place.
Georgia Department of Public Health.
Awesome. So I'd like to recognize the new board, and let's give them all a round of applause. So I therefore turn the meeting back to Paul.
Very good. This is where I get to call on the new president and do this passing of the plaque. Actually, it is a pretty cool tradition. It's what we have, and I'll be handing over to Janet, is just something to show the succession and the time and the everybody that's gone on before us in leading the organization. So it's nice to have it in the office. It's a good thing to hang up in the office because it gives an opportunity as a conversation starter when it says, you're the president and there's your name. So it's just another good chance to promote the organization and do it, but also to kind of keep a reminder of it's a lot bigger than we are individually, and that can be a good thing. So, but it's my honor to pass this to you. And it's wonderful. And at this point, I'll turn it over to you if you want to give us some remarks. The meeting is yours.
Oh, well, thank you. Paul asked me to prepare a few things to say, and then he went on to say everything I had written down during his 20 minutes. So as he was talking, I was scribbling and writing something brand new. And then, of course, we had the fire alarm. So my new talking points are, I'll start out by paraphrasing Sir Isaac Newton. And this is paraphrasing, of course, I get to stand on the shoulders of giants. which to me is both an honor and it's humbling, because GMIS has a very long history, as this plaque shows, since 1971, of a strong set of leaders, a strong board that has been passionate for GMIS as if it were their own children and family. And so it's an honor to be able to step into that and represent GMIS as an international organization. I find it interesting. I'm recalling a recent conversation I had with Paul that we both in Chicago had written down the exact same sentence of one of the speakers. And that speaker had said that your vision of the future will determine the action and the steps that you take today. And so to me that means, and this is my opinion, that if your vision of the future is pessimistic and weak, then the steps you take today will be pessimistic and weak. And if your vision of the future is positive and bold, then the steps you take today will be positive and bold. And I believe that this board has come together in an amazing way in this last year, and they worked their butts off, and I'm not going to name them by name because they've been thanked too many times and they'll throw tomatoes at me. But it's been an amazing board, and with an amazing, bold, and positive future. And we have a lot of initiatives already in the books that we're talking about to continue to take this exponentially to a new level of new benefits and new value. And coincidentally, I think it was last week, I have had an athletic trainer for 4 years. Hasn't helped me lose weight because I have to change my eating habits, but he's made me a lot stronger, so don't pick on me. But I can beat you up. But my athletic trainer was saying to me, he said, do something now to make the person you will be tomorrow proud to have been the person you are today. And I think that exemplifies what we want to do for GMIS, that we have a bold and positive future or vision, and we're willing to do something now, starting tomorrow, starting the day after tomorrow, that will make the GMIS board proud to have been the GMIS board that it is today, because we know we're bringing new value and new benefits to this organization, both to our sponsors, but especially to our membership, because the board's really nothing without the membership. The membership is the key and the glue and the heart and lungs of this organization. So because of time constraints and the fire alarm, I'm just going to cut to the end of what I wanted to say. Quoting Lou Holtz, I had the privilege of being in one of his lectures, football coach, and he said that every day ordinary people do extraordinary things. I'm not saying anybody in this room is ordinary. I think that you're all extraordinary, but it's now your turn. So I would like to challenge everyone in the room, in the next 48 hours, 72 hours, send headquarters or send me an email saying you're going to volunteer to be on one of our committees. Being a committee member will not take very much time. Being a board member, truthfully, it does take a lot of time. But being on the committee makes light work for all those many hands. And the committees that I'm recruiting for is I believe that we could use some people on the marketing committee to work on improving the website. We're going to be doing more mobile apps, our newsletter that we publish, the webinars. We would probably like some input on what technical topics or strategic topics, governance topics that we want to deliver to the membership. You know, just one or two people making those decisions may not speak to the entire membership. The awards committee, which won't really kick off till next spring, but we always need some people who are willing to review the submissions to help decide who are the award winners. And something important to me is the knowledge garden, also some people call the document repository, which I don't like that word because it sounds too much like suppository. But anyway, document repository, I'm going to call it the knowledge garden, because I think that's a big value we could deliver to this organization with collecting all the RFPs and the mobile device management policies and the job descriptions and all those kinds of things. Put it in a place where maybe that's where you go first instead of the listserv. And so that, to me, is something, if we could get some volunteers to help on that project, because I think that would be something important that you would do for yourself. There's nothing like contributing back to your profession. You know, it's easy to go back to our office and just work on what we do and doing our own little world. but to contribute to the greater good and to work on a committee that contributes to the entire profession is so rewarding, and it really won't take that much time. So I would like to say today's your turn, in the next 48, 72 hours. Send us an email. I'm jc@rcgov.us. We've got the GMIS headquarters list, email, which you probably already know by heart. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to say that your board has a bold and positive vision of the future, and we're going to take steps today to make everyone proud tomorrow. Thank you.
The time on that, was it 3:33? No, well. So we're it's the 17th through the 20th of August next year. Yes.
This city has many personalities. Formal and refined, fun and adventurous, simply romantic. This city is full of true and genuine Southern hospitality everywhere you turn. But above all, this city is full of life. People everywhere you look, enjoying the views, enjoying the sights, simply enjoying each other. Every time I return to Savannah, I discover something new. A favorite restaurant, a unique shop, a remarkable gallery. Every corner, every square reveals a new treasure to discover. I discover new places to relax, to play, to simply enjoy. And sometimes even work. Every time I visit, I fall in love all over again. Savannah. I can't wait to see what I discover next.
Okay, so somewhere out there, someone is sitting in a chair or really close to one that has something stuck to the bottom of it. It's the cover of one of these magazines. If you happen to be that lucky individual, there it is. Yeah, that's you. Your name, sir? Chip, congratulations. You get a free conference pass to next year's conference.